Welcome to Fenway Park as the Red Sox and Baltimore Orioles get ready for Game 4 of the 4-game series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, and welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, the Red Sox have dropped 2 of the first 3 games of this series, and they hand the baseball to their ace, Josh Beckett. He is back and healthy and hoping to turn things around here tonight. He's the flamethrower, brought to you by Cholula Hot Sauce, the hot sauce with the iconic wooden cap. Last time Josh Beckett took the mound was Friday against Tampa Bay. It was his first start in 10 days, and he did not show any effects of missing a turn in the rotation. Beckett picked up his 13th win, striking out 7 in 6 innings, including the final batter he faced. The flamethrower is brought to you by Cholula Hot Sauce, the hot sauce with the iconic wooden cap. We welcome in Jerry Remy. And Jerry, after a brief slump for Adrian Gonzalez, it appears he's very much back on track.
Well, he still leads the American League in hitting. He should be the AL batting crown leader this season if he continues to swing the bat the way he is, because recently he has got hot again. Over his last 3 games, the number is .667 with the batting average, a couple of doubles, a home run last night to the opposite field, 5 RBIs, 3 runs, a couple of walks, and 2 3-hit games in that span. So Adrian right now swinging the bat very well. Last night was a great example, going to the opposite field for the opposite field home run up into the monster seats. Got a fastball away, took it in that direction. The only problem right now at Adrian is his calf. It bothers him running the bases, but that's not why he's here. He's here to swing the bat. He has no problem with the calf swinging the bat, and that's a great sign for the Red Sox.
Now the Red Sox are going to gain a split in this 4-game series. We're back with more from Fenway right after this. Game 4 of the 4-game series. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo. Well, certainly the Red Sox are concerned about their own game tonight against the Orioles as they try to punch their ticket to the postseason. But in the meantime, there are other teams that are playing. Today, the Yankees and Tampa Bay Rays played a day game of a day-night doubleheader. With some highlights, here's Tom Caron.
Don, the Rays trying to bounce back from last night's loss to the Yankees. Game 1 of a day-night doubleheader in the Bronx. With a 2-1 lead for the Rays in the 8th inning, Eduardo Nunez will tie it up with his 5th home run of the season. So now the game is tied at 2 apiece. And later in the inning, with 2 on and a 2-2 score, J.P. Howell in relief. First batter he faces is Robinson Cano, and Cano drives this one. A 2-run double. Brett Gardner, Derek Jeter both score, and the Yankees retake the lead at 4-2. Shields can only watch from the dugout. To the ninth now, Mariano Rivera looking for his 44th save of the year. Evan Longoria with 2 outs gives this one a pretty good drive. But Curtis Granderson is there to take it in at the warning track, and it's a final 44th save for Rivera, and the Rays have suddenly lost 2 straight games. Game 2 of the day-night doubleheader just getting underway in the Bronx. Don?
Okay, Tom, thanks very much. So the Yankees are headed to the postseason as the Red Sox in the wild card scenario. The magic number is 6. Red Sox are 2.5 games ahead of the Rays as the Red Sox get ready to take on the Orioles tonight from Fenway Park. Well, the Orioles have taken 2 of the first 3, and tonight they send Tommy Hunter to the mound as he tries to grab the final game of the series. Hunter comes in with a 4-4 mark, a 4.81 earned run average. We're back with the first pitch from Fenway right after this. Is brought to you by Mazda, AT&T, by your New England Subaru dealers, Dunkin' Donuts, by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com, and by Southwest Airlines. Good evening once again, everybody. Welcome back to Fenway Park as the Red Sox get ready to take on the Orioles tonight. Boston has taken the field, so let's check out the visiting Baltimore Orioles starting 9. Robert Andino leads it off. He is at second base. J.J. Hardy at shortstop batting second. Nick Markakis in right field bats third with Vladimir Guerrero, the DH. It is Matt Wieters doing the catching. Adam Jones is in center field. He bats sixth. And Mark Reynolds at first base. Chris Davis is at third base. He bats eighth. And Matt Engel is in left field. He bats ninth. Starting pitcher brought to you by McDonald's, and Josh Beckett making his 29th start of the year. 13-5 coming into tonight's action with a 2.50 earned run average, 162 strikeouts on the year, and opponent sitting at just 206 against Beckett. His last start, fresh off an injury, and of course the ankle problem was against Tampa Bay. A victory, 6 innings, giving up 3 runs, 2 earned. He struck out 7 and walked 1.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Jordan's Furniture. They are 4th in the American League. Mike Aviles will be at third base. Marco Scudero, the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second. And Adrian Gonzalez, the first baseman, left to right. Kyle Crawford, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Josh Reddick. And Jason Veritek doing the catching for Beckett.
Well, the umpires tonight, Mike Everett has the plate call on the balls and strikes with Mike Winters at first base, the crew chief. Chris Guccione is at second base, and Mark Wegner is the umpire at third. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Comfortable conditions, 68 degrees here tonight in Boston. Breeze out to center field at 5 miles per hour. And the forecast partly cloudy in the Boston area tonight as the Red Sox wrap up the home schedule. This is game number 81 of the regular season here at Fenway Park. They finish up, of course, on the road in New York and in Baltimore. As the Red Sox wrap it up here tonight, home has been a friendly place to the Red Sox in 2011. They are 45-35 here at Fenway Park. As Terry Francona trying to get into the postseason, the Red Sox right now with a 2.5 game lead over the Tampa Bay Rays, who lost today to the New York Yankees. The second game of their day-night doubleheader is just underway in New York. We'll keep you abreast of what's going on there as Josh Beckett gets ready to deal with Robert Andino. Andino was terrific in last night's game, had a huge game, and swings at the first pitch in this game. Lifts a fly ball to shallow left. Crawford over and under to make the catch for the first out. So one down in the first inning, and brings up J.J. Hardy. Hardy at 262, 28 home runs, 74 runs batted in. That is 28th home run of the year in game one of the day-night double here at Park. The home run of the game one of the day-night doubleheader here at Fenway Park on Monday. This one fouled back above us, and it is 0-2. The temperature gauge, Vladimir Guerrero, 87 degrees. Nick Markakis, Robert Andino. This is numbers entering tonight. J.J. Hardy not so hot, as is Chris Davis and Mark Reynolds. The 0-2 pitch to J.J. Hardy. Breaking ball, and he strikes out Hardy. Good ball from Beckett, and there's two down in the first inning.
Well, Beckett going to the breaking ball will pick up his first strikeout of the night. Last time out, he had 7 against the Tampa Bay Rays.
Two down in the first inning, and Nick Markakis the batter. It's a 281, 15 homers, 71 runs batted in. We saw Markakis on the hot list, and here are the particulars. He's 7 for his last 15. Last 4 games with a double, a triple. Here's the 1-0. Shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a strike, 1-1.
Now a couple times faking a bunt with Avila's deep at third base. It's not going to bring him in any. He stays well behind that third base bag.
Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Cut fastball that time from Beckett. A couple of cutters so far, through one to J.J. Hardy. Cut fastball just above the belt.
Over the last 5 starts for Beckett, he is 4-0 with a 3.303 earned run average. 1-2 pitch is going to miss, and it is 2-2. Beckett has had a career high 10 no decisions this year. He's allowed 1 run or less in a no decision 6 times. Tied with Jared Weaver for tops in the major leagues in that category. He's held opponents to 2 runs or less 8 times in no decisions. Otherwise, you could be talking about a guy who's near 20 wins on the year. You mix in some of those no decisions and put him in the win column. But Beckett, as it is, coming into tonight, is 13-5. It is raining in New York. Hellickson and Sabathia when they get started tonight.
And of course, the second game of a day-night doubleheader, as Don mentioned, Tampa Bay losing the first game to the New York Yankees. Yankees guaranteeing themselves a playoff spot with that win.
Vladimir Guerrero waits on deck, 2 down here in the first inning. Three-two pitch. It's outside, ball 4, and he loses Markakis. 2-out walk for Nick Markakis. So 2 away, 1 on, and it brings up Vladimir Guerrero. And 292, 13 home runs, 58 runs batted in for Guerrero. Now 16 games, Guerrero has hit at .413 with a couple of home runs mixed in. Takes ball 1.
Right now on a 9-game hitting streak. Guerrero against Beckett, .239 with a couple of home runs.
Foul back, and it's 1-1. Well, the power numbers down for Guerrero from a year ago with the Texas Rangers. This year he has 13 homers, 58 runs batted in. Look at his numbers from a year ago, hitting up over 300 in his only season in Texas with the Rangers. 27 home runs a year ago. Throw gets away, and Markakis will go to second base. End up in the dugout, but of course only one base when thrown from the rubber.
Just kind of a little flip to first base by Josh Beckett. That looked like a surprise Gonzalez. Gets by Gonzalez. Markakis gets in the scoring position. That's going to be an error on Adrian Gonzalez. Only his 4th of the season.
So Markakis in scoring position with 2 away, and Guerrero swings at the 1-1 and fouls it off. 1-2. That is the first error for Adrian Gonzalez since July 16th. And Wieters waiting on deck as the Orioles bat here in the first. Here's a 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strikes out Guerrero. 2 strikeouts in the first. The Orioles don't score. The Red Sox are coming up. Back at Fenway Park, the Orioles don't score. Pretty good birthday present. Hanging out here at Fenway Park as the Baltimore Orioles didn't score in the top of the first. Red Sox coming up. Their starting lineup is brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. Jacoby Ellsbury leading it off in center field. Mike Aviles is at third base tonight. It is Adrian Gonzalez at first base with David Ortiz at DH. Justin Pedroia sliding down to 5 and playing at second base. Josh Reddick in right. Rob Crawford in left with Marco Scudero at shortstop batting 8th. And Jason Varitek does the catching. He bats 9th. On the mound for the Orioles, Tommy Hunter in his 19th appearance, 10th start, 4-4 with a 4.81 earned run average. Well, it's sitting at 285 against Tommy Hunter. 4 career starts against the Red Sox. He is 2-1 with an 8.31 earned run average. It's a strike over to Ellsbury. Last time out a win against the Angels. 7 innings, giving up no runs. Walked 2 and struck out 5. Fly ball out to center field. Adam Jones is out there, and he makes the catch for the first out. So 1 down here in the first inning. Mike Aviles coming up.
Let's take a look at the Oriole defense. That's 10th in the American League. Chris Davis at third base. J.J. Hardy, the shortstop. Robert Andino at second, and Mark Reynolds, the first baseman. Left to right, Matt Angle. Adam Jones and Nick Markakis, and Matt Wieters doing the catching for Hunter.
1 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Mike Aviles, the batter, and he takes ball 1. Aviles at 263, 7 home runs, 39 runs batted in. Pops it up right side as drifting back Andino, the second baseman, will put it away. 2 down. Tommy Hunter, part of the Koji Uehara deal, over with Chris Davis from the Texas Rangers. Originally a supplemental round pick in 2007. 54th overall by the Texas Rangers out of the University of Alabama. He was originally drafted out of high school by Tampa Bay in the 18th round in 05. Did not sign as Adrian Gonzalez checks in. Got that average back up to 340. 27 home runs, 116 runs batted in. Take strike 1 from Tommy Hunter. Adrian with a 7-point lead right now over Michael Young in the batting title. 89 degrees is temperature gauge. Pitch inside, 1-1. Ellsbury flied to center. Aviles popped out to second base. Well, Gonzalez tries to hold up and cannot. Down 1-2.
The cut fastball that time from Hunter. A little bit out of the strike zone, a little bit high.
Fourteen RBIs in 14 games against Baltimore this season, even 500 average. But he strikes out this time. Wieters able to hold on, and that ends the first. Tommy Hunter with a 1-2-3 first inning. No score from Fenway. part by Eastern Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox television network. Commitment, compassion, and love of the game. Find out what we're made of at easternbank.com. It's on to the second inning back at Fenway Park. No score as Matt Wieters leads it off here for the Orioles. It's jammed and pops it up foul, back and out of play. Wieters at 263, 20 home runs and 63 runs batted in. Lines this down the right field line, foul. Wieters out ahead. It's been a 20 home run season for the All-Star catcher. He's 2 for 5 in the series. The 0-2 pitch gets away, and it is 1-2 to Wieters. He'll be followed by Adam Jones and Mark Reynolds here in the second inning. Beckett had 2 strikeouts in the first, able to strike out J.J. Hardy. Then he struck out Vladimir Guerrero. Walk mixed in as well. Buck Showalter was ejected from last night's game, back in the dugout tonight. The 1-2 pitch. Up and away, 2-2.
Both times Beckett trying to go away with the fastball ahead, no balls and 2 strikes.
Swing a foul, gets a piece of Veritek, and the count hangs at 2-2.
Once again away from Wieters with the fastball. This time he fouls it right off the mask of Jason Veritek.
Into shallow left field, Carl Crawford makes his way in and handles out number 1 of the second inning. Send it down to Heidi.
Don, the Red Sox are just 5-15 in September, and it all starts with pitching. The Red Sox have not had a quality start out of their starters in the last 2 weeks in 14 games, and Terry Francona talked about what a strain that puts on the rest of the team.
I think that's one thing you need to do is fight the frustration. You know, like, oh no, here we go again. And I think we've actually done a pretty good job of that, and we came right back and got back into the game and took the lead. It's certainly easier to win when you're getting length out of your starters. You're not putting as much burden on your bullpen. You have the ability to match up maybe a little bit more instead of just looking at, okay, let's keep this guy fresh, things like that. We've had to manage that a little bit.
And that manager interview is brought to you by Bigelow Tea, Terry Francona's green tea of choice. Despite the difficulties with the pitching, the Sox offense has been pretty good. They're second in the majors in runs scored, hits, and RBI for the month. Don?
All right, Heidi, thanks very much. The Sox hoping Beckett can go deep into this game tonight. There's 1 out in the second inning and dealing with Adam Jones.
It also would be nice to see the Red Sox give Beckett a lead in the ball game and make things a little bit easier.
Swing and a miss, and Jones down 1-2.
Nice 2-seam fastball that time from Beckett, down and in on Adam Jones. Make contact on that, you're probably going to get a ground ball to the infield.
On deck, Mark Reynolds. Orioles batting here in the top half of the second inning with 1 down. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball that is grounded back to Beckett. He'll field and throw. And there's 2 down. To a bullet to Gonzalez. 2 away. Well, tomorrow night on AT&T School, Nesson's College Faceoff. Find out who will meet Maine in Friday's championship. It'll be UMass or Providence. Watch the Battle of Wits tomorrow night at 7:30 and visit nesson.com/school for more. So 2 down in the second inning. And it brings up Mark Reynolds, one of our key matchup. Brought to you by New England Acura dealers. Reynolds 1 for 8, 5 strikeouts against Beckett, and 8 at bats. Grounded foul towards the end of the dugout. Not a play. The 1 pitch, a swing and a miss, and it is 0-2.
Now, so far, Beckett has shown a very good curveball. Had a strikeout on a curveball to Hardy. It was a curveball that he got the last out to Jones, and a swing and a miss right here from Reynolds.
The 0-2 pitch. Curveball that misses inside. 2 strikes now to Mark Reynolds. Reynolds fouls it off, backing out of play, still 1-2.
We mentioned in this series, Reynolds, one of those guys that has power, 34 home runs, but does strike out a lot, 183 times on the season.
One of the few guys who's had 34 home runs on the year and 82 runs batted in, but bats low in the order. It's primarily been the number 7 hitter for the Orioles on the season.
Karinchak's thrown down every sign there is, with the exception of the fastball inside. That's the last number he put down. Let's see if that's what Beckett wants. Wants to cut fastball inside.
1-2 is hit high in the air, down the left field line and deep. Will it stay fair? Back goes Crawford looking up, and it is fair, and it is gone. A blast to left field for Mark Reynolds. And the Orioles take a 1-0 lead. That ball was absolutely crushed. The only question was fair or foul. And it is fair, and Baltimore jumps on top.
Well, after shaking off numerous signs, Beckett wanted to go with a cut fastball inside. He got it inside, and Reynolds takes it out of the ballpark for a home run. Inside part of the plate, inside corner, and a high, long home run by Reynolds. Home run number 35.
So 1-0 Baltimore lead. Chris Davis, the batter, as he stands in on the left side. Davis at 256, 5 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Part of the deal that brought him and tonight's Orioles starting pitcher Tommy Hunter to the Orioles. Where Koji Uehara now working out of the pen for the Texas Rangers. 1-0 inside, 2-0. Yankees and Rays are delayed in game 2. We know all about rain delays in day-night doubleheaders. Red Sox certainly have had their fair share this season. And Yankees, of course, winning game 1. 2-0 pitch is in the air to center field, sending Ellsbury back to the dirt of the track to make the catch. Home run for Mark Reynolds as the Orioles on top 1-0 at the end of an inning and a half. Red Sox Foundation, helping to address health needs in our communities. Well, Mark Reynolds has hit a solo home run to give the Orioles a 1-0 advantage. As we head to the bottom of the second inning, David Ortiz to lead it off. Orioles into the shift as David takes ball one. Ortiz hitting at .313, 29 home runs, 95 runs batted in. The Ortiz, Pedroia, and Reddick to bat in the second inning. David jumps back out of the way of a pitch inside from Tommy Hunter.
Now you saw the shift put on David Ortiz, playing him to pull in the infield and slightly in the outfield.
Three and one to Big Papi. Tommy Hunter in 4 career starts against the Red Sox, 2-1, higher run average of 8.31. He's with Texas. He's 1-1 here at Fenway Park. Ortiz gets jammed and pops it up left side. Third baseman Chris Davis puts it away for out number 1 of the second inning. So 1 down, and Dustin Pedroia coming up. Dustin batting down in the order, batting 5th. Terry Francona described it as protection for Gonzalez and Ortiz in front of him. Also said that Dustin probably would prefer to hit near the top of the lineup. Likes that 2 spot for the most part. Certainly a chance for more at bats in that spot, but it appears that he'll do whatever is necessary, and certainly Terry Francona feels right now that the best spot for him is the 5th spot in the order.
And they have the luxury, because Aviles is swinging the bat well, to move him up to the 2 spot.
Pedroia lines out to third. Chris Davis takes care of out number 2. 2 down in the inning as we send it down to Heidi.
Don, time for MLB news and notes brought to you by HP. The A's have taken the interim out-of-manager Bob Melvin's title. Oakland announced today they signed Melvin to a 3-year contract. He took over after Bob Guerin was fired June 9th. And the Tampa Bay Rays might get closer Kyle Farnsworth back this weekend. Farnsworth threw a 45-pitch bullpen today and said he felt good. He hasn't pitched since blowing a save against the Red Sox in Tampa on September 10th. He had been dealing with elbow inflammation. Don?
All right, Heidi, thanks very much. 2 down here in the second inning, and a foul back by Josh Reddick.
Now good for Bob Melvin. Gets that 3-year contract, no options involved. Able to settle down for 3 years with that Oakland A's ball club and see if they can get him turned around.
Reddick takes a pitch inside, and it is 1-1. On the ground up the middle, J.J. Hardy to his left, plants and throws, and he kept his foot on the bag for the out. Goes to the right field side. 1-2-3 second through 2. It's 1-0 Baltimore. of just 79 cents. It's all it costs when you visit the Chill Zone at Cumberland Farms. Fill up on all your favorite fountain frozen beverages for just 79 cents, any size, any time. The Chill Zone, only at Cumberland Farms. 1-0 Orioles on top of the Red Sox as we head to top half of the third inning. An Angle leading it off here for the Orioles, and then Robert Andino and J.J. Hardy. Angle at 185. No homers, 5 runs batted in. Tries the drag bunt, but fouls it off.
Seen Angle try to bunt a couple of times in this series against the Red Sox. As I mentioned before, very good speed. 9 steals and very little playing time for the Baltimore Orioles. Tries to drag bunt, trying to get that ball out towards second base. Drag that bat a little bit, and that's the reason the ball goes foul.
So Angle, Andino, and Hardy here in the third, and Angle down in the count 0-1. Curveball in there for strike 2, 0-2. You know, tonight the last home game of the regular season. That means the last night that our terrific crew will be assembled for the 2011 season. So they're going to get a chance to see some of the guys that are behind the cameras here and in the truck. Make Red Sox baseball every night, as this one is a swing and a miss, gets away briefly from Varitek, fires down to first, and Matt Angle retired. It is the third strikeout for Beckett.
And the second for him on the curveball. That's that good breaking ball that drops out of the strike zone. No contact by Angle. Varitek has to throw to first base to get the out, and he does get the first out of the third.
One down here in the third inning. Robert Andino coming up. Andino flat out to left field in the first inning, 0-for-1. Home run for Mark Reynolds, the difference in the game. Beckett giving up the solo shot with 2 outs in the second inning. This is high, and it is 2-0. Another wild card action going on tonight in the Ace Ticket scoreboard. The Angels, the 1-0 advantage over Toronto. They're in the top of the third inning at the Rogers Center. Andino, it's a fly ball to shallow left. Out is Marco Scutaro, and the Red Sox shortstop puts it away, 2 down. With the Patriots season underway and the Bruins soon to follow, now is the time to save your seat at Gillette Stadium and TD Garden. Visit aceticket.com right now to get great seats to upcoming Bruins and Patriots games. Now 2 down in the third inning. J.J. Hardy, the batter. He struck out swinging tonight, back in the first inning. Pitch is outside, and the count is 1-1. On the ground towards short, Scutaro plays the hop, came up to him, and he throws across to get Hardy. And in the inning, Josh Beckett is a 1-2-3 third. It's 1-0 Baltimore. Visit your local Lowe's to enter for a chance to win a VIP World Series experience. Compliments of Scott's. 1-0 Orioles on top of the Red Sox as the Red Sox come to bat in the bottom of the third inning. Carl Crawford and Marco Scutaro. Jason Varitek to bat here in the third inning. Crawford lines it into right field. Nick Markakis will run it down. Crawford still going. He is thinking three as he touches second. Throw is not coming, and standing at third base for the triple goes Carl Crawford.
Now Kyle Crawford gets himself a nice cut fastball right inside part of the plate, belt high, and shoots it down in that corner. By the time Markakis can track it down all the way out near the bullpen, Kyle Crawford with an easy triple.
Well, safe at third base with a triple, his sixth of the year, is Carl Crawford. Safe and secure, New York life. His second triple off Hunter this season. Carl Crawford, who is at third base to begin things here in the third inning. First hit of the game for the Red Sox, and now Marco Scutaro. Marco 295, 6 home runs, 51 runs batted in. Inside, jump back out of the way, and Wieters able to knock it down.
Just about getting out of the way that time. Getting the elbow out of the way was Marco Scutaro.
In again, and it is 3-0. Carl Crawford leads off the inning with a triple, 90 feet away. Scutaro takes ball 4, and all of a sudden, Hunter a little bit on the wild side. Walks him on 4 pitches.
Yeah, 3 pitches inside to him, then he tries to go away for ball 4. Into the notebook goes Buck Showalter.
First and third, nobody out. Jason Varitek, the batter. Outside, ball 1, and now Wieters out to talk to Hunter. Working from the stretch for the first time in the game here in the third inning, and he has run into some trouble. For the best sports talk in the morning, there is no better tandem than Dennis and Callahan, now on 93.7 FM. It all begins weekday mornings at 6 across the WEEI Sports Radio Network and right here on Nesson. First and third, nobody out. In the bottom of the third inning for Boston. Jason Varitek waiting on a 1-0. Two and 0.
And with the control problems, Hunter trying a changeup that time. Can't get that pitch over for a strike.
Rick Adair, the pitching coach, out of the dugout here. Hunter has thrown 6 straight balls. Well, I mentioned tonight that we'll be thanking our great crew, of course, in the cold weather and 2 parts of the year. And Bill Titus at third base. Clammy John Carolyn. Joe Stafford. Bob Tomaselli. That's all you're going to get for now. There's more coming. It's just enough, just a taste. First and third, nobody out. Jason Varitek with a count of 2-0.
We're lucky to work with this crew here at home. There's no question about that. The best in the business. Always a pleasure doing home games.
Varitek slices it foul off to the left. Slice foul back and underneath, and it is 2-2. Varitek 0 for 4 in the series, and so far 0 for 7 on the homestand as Jacoby Ellsbury waits on deck. Tommy Hunter retired the first 6 Red Sox he faced in the game, but triple and a walk here all of a sudden. Here's a 2-2, a bluff to third, a look to first in, throw to either venue. Scutaro goes. Varitek grounds to second base. Throw to first, and the out there, but in from third comes Crawford to tie the game. Well, they start the runner Scutaro and probably keeps him out of a double play, as it turns out. Run scores, and the Red Sox tie it up.
Yeah, without question, Scutaro going on the pitch, stays away from the double play. They get the out at first base. The Red Sox pick up a run, plus they get a man in the scoring position.
So 1 out, Scutaro at second base, and Jacoby Ellsbury coming up. Flied out to center field in the first, 0 for 1. Temperature gauge updated for Ellsbury at 88 degrees, 7 for his last 21. In tight, and it's a ball and a strike now to Jacoby Ellsbury. Ellsbury has hit safely in each of his last 32 games against the Orioles, dating back to 2009. And he's hit at .434 against the Orioles since then as well. It is the longest hitting streak ever recorded against the Orioles franchise. Passing 2 Hall of Famers for the mark. Earl Averill and Jimmy Fox, each had 31 game stretches against the St. Louis Browns. Of course, relocated and became the Baltimore Orioles in 1954, but 32 games against the Baltimore Orioles in a row for Jacoby Ellsbury. And he'll add another into center field. Base hit. Scutaro stopped at third. The throw from center is cut off. And it is now first and third with 1 out. A base hit for Jacoby Ellsbury.
Jacoby with a line drive right up the middle. That fastball was supposed to be inside. It stayed out over the plate, and Ellsbury with the base hit. Scutaro had to freeze because of the line drive, and that's going to keep him from scoring from second base.
7-gamer now for Ellsbury at 345. So 2 on, 1 away. Mike Avila's the batter. Popped out to the second baseman, Robert Andino, in the first inning, 0 for 1. Strike over the outside corner. Aviles moving up into the 2 spot now for the Red Sox in the order, at least 4 tonight. Some multi-hits in 3 of the last 4 starts. This inning all got started on the triple by Carl Crawford down the right field line. Walk for Scudero. Veritek grounded out, scoring Crawford. A single for Ellsbury. It's 1st and 3rd, 1 out. So Red Sox bat here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Another foul to the right. The Red Sox just 5-15 in September. 2nd worst mark of the majors during the month. The Twins are ahead of them. The Minnesota Twins just 2-15 so far in September. It's away, and it's 1-2 now to Aviles. Amazingly, though, during the stretch in which the Red Sox have gone 5-15, Red Sox batters have paced the majors with 55 doubles, 82 extra base hits during the month. They're 2nd in the major leagues in runs in the month with 118. And it's really been more about the pitching and the effectiveness as this is back to the mound. Hunter going to 2nd for 1, back to 1st, and they do it. Wow. Didn't think he was going to be able to get it done, but they do. Amazingly, double play that ends the inning keeps this game tied 1-1. Will bring Francona out as we head to the 4th inning. The Boston Red Sox. Visit them at bidmc.org. Mike Aviles was perhaps robbed. He looked pretty safe. We'll take a look here in a moment as getting it off here in the 4th inning is Nick Markakis.
Here's the play at first base. Looks like Aviles gets the front of the bag before the ball is in the glove of Mark Reynolds. I think Aviles was safe on that. I was surprised to see Hunter go for the 2. I thought for sure he was going to come home to try to get the out.
Beckett's got a cover and does on the chopper to first base as Nick Markakis retired.
One more look at the play at first base. Hits the front of the bag. The ball is not yet in the glove. Aviles making the safe call. The Red Sox dugout making the safe call. But Winters, the first base umpire, not agreeing.
Here's Vlad Guerrero. He struck out swinging in the first inning, 0 for 1. One of 3 strikeouts tonight for Josh Beckett. And Guerrero hits one high and deep to right center field. Back goes Reddick. He'll have room as he makes the catch shy of the track for the second out. Kind of died out there. And there's 2 down in the 4th inning. Friday following Red Sox first pitch. Join us for Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by Uno's with TC, Jim, and Heidi at 6:30. They'll preview the Red Sox-Yankees weekend series in the Bronx as John Lester takes them out Friday in Game 1. Plus, the Boston Globe's Bob Bryant will have the latest from the Red Sox clubhouse. Our live coverage begins Friday at 6 right here on NESN. 2 down in the 4th inning. Matt Wieters coming up. Wieters flied out to left field in the 2nd inning. Breaking ball that drops in there for strike 2, and it's 0-2. They've got underway finally after rain delay to begin the nightcap of the day-night doubleheader in New York. They were delayed just about an hour before that game got started. Too much time for Beckett. Wieters backs out. Up high, 1-2. Adam Jones waiting on deck. 2 down here in the visiting half of the 4th inning. 48 pitches so far for Beckett as he works in the 4th inning.
Beckett right there trying to change the eye level of Wieters. He threw that high fastball on the 0-2 count, making him think upstairs, and he comes back with the breaking ball down, but Wieters didn't bite at it.
Matt Wieters is 25 years of age. Orioles first-round draft choice, 5th overall in 2007. It's a foul fly down the third base line into the seats. And more of our great camera crew here at Fenway Park. Our thanks this season to Tom Gilmet, Matt Johnson, Kenny Boyd, and photojournalist Chris Delgado, who's also done a terrific job for us. New Hampshire native Chris Delgado. This is on the ground. Diving at first is Gonzalez from his knees. Throws to Beckett for the out. Nice play. Coming up in the bottom of the 4th inning, Adrian Gonzalez, David Ortiz, and Dustin Pedroia. 3, 4, and 5. We'll come back to Fenway tied at 1. CVS Pharmacy will donate $500 to Children's Hospital Boston. CVS Pharmacy, the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox.
Nice play by Adrian Gonzalez, diving, helping right there that he's a left-handed first baseman, and that good feed again to Josh Beckett. I mentioned many times this year that Gonzalez is excellent at giving those feeds to the pitcher covering the first base bat.
Adrian leads it off, fouls it off. And he struck out swinging in the first inning, 0 for 1. Only strikeout so far tonight for Tommy Hunter. Hunter retired the first 6 Red Sox he faced in the game, but ran into a little trouble in the third inning. Got a big double play to get out of the inning, but did allow a run to tie the game. This is into center field. Adrian Gonzalez has got a base hit. It is the third Boston hit of the night.
Gonzalez now 9 for his last 14 as he gets the Hunter fastball and takes it up the middle for the base hit.
One on, nobody out. David Ortiz popped out to Chris Davis, third baseman, in the second inning. And there for strike one to Big Papi. This is inside, 2-1. And Hunter, remember the Rangers until the trade deadline this year. He was on all 3 Texas postseason rosters last fall. And started game 4 in each of the club's playoff series. Two-1, grounded foul. Down by the tarp and behind it. Time now for the Kettle One honorable moment. 5 years ago today, David Ortiz became the Red Sox single-season home run king. Didn't take long. David Ortiz take the Twins' Johan Santana deep for the 51st home run of the season in the first inning. Past Jimmy Fox for the record. Ortiz would add to the record later on in the game with his 52nd home run, and of course would finish the season with 54. Tonight's honorable moment is brought to you by Kettle One.
And right now, David Ortiz at 29 would love to get number 30 right here at Fenway Park.
To left field, Angle headed back, will make the catch in front of the warning track. As back to the bag at first goes Adrian Gonzalez, one down. I want to remind you to visit the official online shop of the Red Sox at redsox.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop the redsox.com shop. One on, one out. And Dustin Pedroia, the batter, he lined out to third base in the second inning. As he takes strike one. Mark Reynolds not holding on. Adrian Gonzalez at first as Pedroia down the right field line towards the pole, and a foul ball. Was short of it and to the right. Looked like a chance there for a moment that it may have a chance to clank off that pole.
Yeah, not fouled by very much down that right field line either. Just slicing and into foul territory.
No foul back to the screen. 95 on the fastball from Hunter. And it is 0-2 still. 53 major league starts in Tommy Hunter's career. 25 and 15 with a 4.60 earned run average. Started the end of DL. Strained right groin to begin the season. Happened the last week of spring training. His 50th pitch is outside, 1-2. In the air to left center field for Pedroia. Angle going back onto the warning track, and it's going to be off the wall. It kicks to Jones as heading to third base as Gonzalez. It's a wall ball double for Justin Pedroia, and it's second and third now with one out.
Now Pedroia now with a 5-game hitting streak as he hits a high fly ball that's going to deflect off that left field wall. That ball up around his letters, maybe a little bit above his letters, as he makes contact and drives it a long way to left field. Gonzalez in the third base, Pedroia at second, 2 men in scoring position with 1 out.
Well, safe at second, safe and secure. New York life. Second and third, 1 out here in the 4th inning. Josh Reddick, the batter. Lined and caught at first base by Reynolds. The second out of the inning as Reddick hits the ball hard but is retired, 2 down.
Wasn't sure if this ball bounced down to the glove of Reynolds. He dives and picks it up off the ground and then goes tags first base.
He came out.
Certainly did come out of the glove, and wouldn't have made a difference anyway because Gonzalez couldn't score from third base.
Mike Winters, the first base umpire, had called him out. But the ball came out. He tagged first anyway. This is to left for Crawford. Back towards the wall, and it is off the wall. Scoring from third is Gonzalez. Pedroia is behind him. 2 runs in on a double for Carl Crawford, and the Red Sox take a 3-1 lead. Big 2-out, 2-run double for Carl Crawford.
Wouldn't this be nice to see Crawford turn it on over this last week of the season? 2 hits tonight, a triple, and now the double off that left field wall. Big 2-out base hit to drive in 2 runs.
Marco Scutaro walked in the 3rd inning. Only free pass served up by Tommy Hunter so far. Scutaro takes strike 1. Marco batting out of the number 8 spot tonight. He has spent some time in that 2 spot and the leadoff spot at times this season for the Red Sox, all over the order. It's been a good year for Marco, up to 295 to start the day. In the air to right field. Markakis will get there to make the catch. It ends the inning. Red Sox get a pair and take a 3-1 lead at the end of 4 innings. Betsy Gonzalez to help local families by donating $1,000 for every home run Adrian hits this season to select Habitat for Humanity affiliates in eastern Massachusetts. Well, Guy Spina, who has been an usher here at Fenway Park and a security guard for I don't know how many years, at least 20-something, right, Jerry?
Long time.
His grandkids are here, and they caught that foul ball from Dustin Pedroia down the right field line. Nick, Emily, and Kate enjoying the ball game tonight. And they got a baseball. It's 3-1. Red Sox on top as we head now to the fifth. Adam Jones leading it off. It is Jones, Reynolds, and Davis in the fifth. Jones grounded back to the mound in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Beckett is retired now. 7 Orioles in a row. In there for strike 2, and it's 0-2. Last outing for Beckett, 6 innings and a 4-3 win against Tampa Bay. His first start since the 5th of September. He left with the ankle injury and didn't appear to have any problems last time out, nor any tonight. It's grounded foul, and it hangs at 1-2.
That's certainly a great sign for the Red Sox, because I was a little concerned about that ankle in that last start. You didn't know how it was going to hold up. They said everything was okay with Beckett. He was ready to go, but until you see it. And obviously no problems in that last outing against Tampa Bay.
Ended up throwing 109 pitches in that outing. Another foul off to the right, still 1-2.
And has very good stuff in this game tonight.
His third start against the Orioles this season. He's held the Orioles to 3 runs or less in 4 of his 5 starts dating back to 2009. And in his career against Baltimore, 7-3. 3.76 earned run average. Jones strikes out. 4th strikeout for Beckett, 1 down.
That's that curveball again. It's been very good for Beckett. 2 of his 4 strikeouts tonight coming on the curveball. Off balance swing by Adam Jones. Completely fooled on that breaking ball.
1 out in the 5th, and Mark Reynolds coming up. Reynolds homered in the 2nd inning. His 35th home run of the year. At the time, but the Orioles on top 1-0. Now he takes one out towards deep right field. Back goes Reddick. He'll get there. 2 down in the 5th. It's time now for tonight's AT&T trivia question. Prior to Mark Reynolds, who held the Orioles record for strikeouts in a single season. Maybe answer for you a little bit later. Two down in the 5th for Chris Davis. Flied out to the warning track in center field in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1.
First pitch changeup from Beckett there. Has Davis fooled. Keeping the changeup down and out of the strike zone.
Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. The 2nd inning without a score tonight. They had a rain delay of an hour. Start the nightcap of the day-night doubleheader in New York. The Angels are on top 2-0 in Toronto. 0-2 curveball missing outside. 1-2. Scores brought to you by Ace Ticket. Swing and a miss. Davis down on strikes. 5 strikeouts for Beckett. He's retired 10 in a row. Halfway through this one, it's 3-1 Boston. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Eastern Bank, awarded highest customer satisfaction in retail banking in the New England region 2 years in a row by J.D. Power and Associates. Find out more of what we're made of at easternbank.com. Now we head to the bottom of the 5th inning back at Fenway Park. It is 3-1. Red Sox on top of the Orioles, and Jason Varitek leading it off. Varitek grounded out to second base in the 3rd inning, but it produced a run, Red Sox first run of the night. And at the time, tied the game 1-1. Since then, the 2-run double for Carl Crawford has given the Red Sox a 3-1 advantage. Curveball in there for strike one, 1-1. Hunter giving up a run in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th inning, after he retired the first 6 batters that he faced in the game tonight. Varitek lines out to Andino at second base for the first out of the 5th. Well, tonight, following Red Sox coverage, join Jack Edwards for NESN Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial. Of highlights and player reaction from the Bruins preseason opener with the Senators up in Ottawa. Plus, you'll have the Patriots midweek report, including a look ahead to the Pats' Week 3 matchup with the Bills on Sunday. All this and much more on NESN Daily tonight, following Red Sox coverage only on NESN. One out in the 5th inning as Jacoby Ellsbury stands in. He will lift a fly ball to shallow center. Jones coming in to put it away, 2 down. Well, it's time to look at our robotics operators here at Fenway Park and all they do. Ted LeBlanc. Joe Francasio. Michael Porta. Garrett Davis. And thanks to all of our great crew as we wrap up the regular season. That's a strike into Mike Aviles.
See Teddy LeBlanc, you already have next year's schedule. He can't wait for next season already.
And we hope Ted's back next year. Pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, next year's schedule already.
Gillis reaches out, fouls it off to the right. Gillis has popped out to second, grounded into a 1-6-3 double play. Softly lined and into left field, a base hit. 2-out single for Mike Aviles.
Nice job by Aviles on a curveball that time. A very defensive swing, almost a one-handed swing to make contact and take this ball into left field for the base hit. Way out of that front foot, just kind of flips the bat at it and picks up a 2-out hit.
2 down, Aviles at first base. Adrian Gonzalez with a chance here. He's struck out tonight and singled, 2 plate appearances. By the first baseman, Reynolds quickly into right. Aviles heading first to third without a problem. And all of a sudden, the Red Sox have runners at the corners with 2 down.
Well, 2 runs in the 4th inning came with 2 outs, so the Red Sox trying to do more 2-out damage here in the 5th. Between Aviles and the diving Reynolds. A line drive.
First and third, 2 down. David Ortiz coming up.
66 multiple hit games on the season. That leads the American League for Adrian Gonzalez in the most multiple hit games.
Ortiz to right, in for a base hit. From third comes Aviles. He'll score, and the Red Sox take a 4-1 lead. David Ortiz gets his 96th RBI of the season.
Well, David was very frustrated after his last at bat, and this time the line drive on the first pitch. First pitch fastball, top spin line drive out there to right field. And Ortiz with the RBI with 2 outs.
This has all happened fast with 2 quick outs to begin the inning. And now 3 straight hits. Mike Aviles, Adrian Gonzalez, and David Ortiz. Red Sox take a 4-1 lead. Dustin Pedroia 1 for 2. Doubled his last time up. Came around to score the Red Sox 3rd run. And take strike 1. Outside, 1-1. Red Sox out hitting the Orioles 8-1. Only blemish for Beckett through the first 5 innings. The home run by Mark Reynolds in the 2nd inning, the only hit the Orioles have. And Beckett in a stretch where he's retired 10 Orioles in a row. Two 1 is outside, 3-1. Josh Reddick on deck. There are 2 outs here in the 5th. Swing and a miss. And a full count, big cut.
A 3-1 count. Pedroia expecting fastball, gets the cut fastball instead, away from him, outside part of the plate.
There is action behind Hunter for the first time as Troy Patton, the left-hander, starts to warm up. 3-2 pitch. Pedroia strikes out. The Red Sox add another run, and at the end of 5 have a 4-1 lead. Gould Nesson's College Faceoff, presented in part by your local Chevy dealers. Find out who will meet Maine in Friday's championship. It'll be UMass or Providence. Watch the Battle of Wits tomorrow night at 7:30 and visit Nesson.com/school for more.
We're going to have to miss that tomorrow night. We'll be in the Big Apple.
I'm sure somebody will let us know what happened. 6th inning. And a fly ball to right field. Off the bat of Angle, Reddick is there and he makes the catch. 1 down in the 6th.
Now the Amica Pit Zone is brought to you by Amica Insurance. Amica Insurance is not just how you covered, it's how you treated. And 5 strikeouts so far. A breaking ball to Hardy for the strikeout. A fastball to Guerrero. A cut fastball here. A curveball, I should say. Another breaking ball to Adam Jones. And the breaking ball right there for the 5th strikeout of the night for Josh Beckett.
Robert Andino with 1 out in the 6th inning. Takes strike 1 from Josh Beckett. Andino flied out in the 1st inning, popped out to short in the 3rd. Ball breaks inside, and it's 1-1. The Yankees have a 1-0 advantage in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Tom Caron will show us how it happened here in a moment. Into left, and a base hit for Robert Andino. 2nd hit for the Orioles. Let's find out how the Yankees scored that run. Tom? Okay, Tom, thanks very much. Here it is 4-1. Red Sox on top of the O's. J.J. Hardy, the batter, he has struck out swinging. And grounded out to shortstop, 0 for 2. Throw to first and relatively close, but Andino diving back safely. In there for a strike, 1-1. Beckett just giving up his second hit of the game and a home run allowed to Mark Reynolds in the second inning. And then went on to retire 11 batters in a row before Robert Andino singled in this inning. That's been it. Red Sox out hitting the Orioles 8-2. 1-1 pitch to J.J. Hardy. And it's fouled back, 1-2. Our thanks to our engineers, Dave Chase, John Roderick, Tricia Van Cohen-Hover, and Dennis Knudsen, who is not here tonight. John Hackworth, our truck driver.
Can he retire now? Of course not. In the middle of a ball game.
Maybe after the game.
Yeah.
Andino goes, pitches high, throw from Varitek is not in time. Stolen base for Robert Andino.
Andino picks up his 12th steal of the year. Again, the Orioles continue to be aggressive, down by 3 runs. It's a high fastball, almost like a pitch out that time. But the head first slide will beat the throw of Varitek to second base. Troy keeping that glove there just in case those fingers came off the bat.
So 1 out, runner at second base in Andino. And Beckett's 70th pitch is coming up. Line into center field, a base hit for J.J. Hardy. Andino being waved around. The throw from Ellsbury is going to be cut off. Another throw, and it's not in time. J.J. Hardy drives in the second Orioles run of the night.
Right over the head of Josh Beckett with that line drive by Hardy. See Beckett ducking, and the relay is going to go to Gonzalez. He'll turn and throw to Varitek. Now Varitek was looking at the umpire to see if the plate was touched. It was touched. And finally the umpire gave the safe sign. Varitek was going to track him down and tag him out. But you could see clearly the runner Andino did get that foot on there.
So Hardy at first, Nick Markakis the batter. He walked in the first inning, grounded out in the fourth inning. That's a strike, 1-1. Angels trying to hang around, and Vernon Wells had a 2-run single against his former team tonight. Part of an Angels 4-0 advantage in the top of the 6th inning. Curveball for strike over the outside corner. And it is 1-2. Beckett getting the benefit of the doubt. Outside 2-2. That angle flat out to right to begin the inning. Robert Andino's single stole second. J.J. Hardy with a single to drive in Andino, and the Orioles got their second run of the night. 4-2 Red Sox on top right now with one out in the top of the sixth inning. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes is Markakis. The fastball gets him. Sixth strikeout for Beckett. 2 down.
95 to the outside part of the plate here by Beckett. Turns it over a little bit at 95 to pick up the strikeout.
So 2 down in the sixth inning. It brings up Vladimir Guerrero. He was 0 for 2. He struck out swinging in the first inning. Flat out to right in the fourth inning. Outside ball 1. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Boston Red Sox, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Boston Red Sox. 2 outs in the sixth inning. J.J. Hardy is at first base. Orioles have gotten a run back here in the inning. Vladimir Guerrero represents a tying run. Breaking ball fooled him, and it's 1-1.
Wild swing here by Guerrero on the curveball from Beckett.
Guerrero fights it off foul. I'd like to thank our video operators, Bob Amore and Nick Dill. One ball, 2 strikes to Vladimir Guerrero. J.J. Hardy at first base. Again, amazingly, Guerrero gets a piece of the ball that
almost bounced. we saw one in this series that did bounce, that he made contact on, and this one very close to bouncing.
'80th pitch for Beckett, and the breaking ball fouled off. Guerrero stays alive. Have you experienced the BostonGlobe.com yet? Get everything you love about the Globe delivered to your computer, tablet, or phone. BostonGlobe.com is free to subscribers, and it's free to everyone during the month of September, courtesy of Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage.
You'll get it.
I did it again last night.
Yeah, you'll get it.
Let me do it again.
No, it's all right.
Courtesy of Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage. Experience BostonGlobe.com today. Vladimir Guerrero down on strikes, 7 Ks for Beckett. It's a 4-2 Red Sox lead.
Red Sox baseball is brought to you by Foxwoods Resort Casino, official resort casino of the Boston Red Sox.
4-2 Red Sox on top of the Orioles as Josh Reddick leads it off here at the bottom of the 6th inning. Reddick, Crawford, and Scudero to bat in the inning. Reddick grounded out in the 2nd inning to shortstop, then bounced out to first in the 4th. Swing and a miss, and he's down 0-2. Outfield set up straight away on Reddick. Tommy Hunter giving up a run in the 3rd inning, 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. Pitching line brought to you by your Boston area Lexus dealers. 4 runs in 5+. There is pitch number 75 of the night. And it's lined down the right field line, foul. Let's meet the tape operators. Dan Phipps, Tom Grigley, and Ted Carey.
Of course, Nesson always provides cookies in the truck.
In the air to right field. Markakis started back. Now he's going to come in and over. And he makes the catch on Reddick for the first out of the bottom of the 6th inning. The rest of the tape operators: Sean Jensen, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise and I used to do Springfield Indians hockey a very long time ago.
Plus, he knows if he gets a sign on, he'll get on TV.
Yes, he's got the right people.
Yes.
Pitches outside to Carl Crawford.
He knows what to put on the sign.
Yeah, and he got on TV. The count to Crawford. He's had a good night already. Tripled in the 3rd, doubled in the 4th. And there for a strike, 2-1. Yankees still on top, 1-0. in the top of the 4th inning now at Yankee Stadium. The game was delayed by rain tonight. Game 2 of the day-night doubleheader. And this is into right field, a base hit. So now Crawford is a home run shy of the cycle. He has tripled, doubled, and singled so far.
Hit the ball hard 3 times in this ball game tonight. The triple, the double, now that single between first and second. See if he gets aggressive on the base pass, tries to pick up a stolen base.
There is Marco Scutaro. He walked in the 3rd inning, lined out to right in the 4th. Crawford up to 260. It is the 2nd time this year that he's reached that high water mark of 260. It's outside, 1-1. Ball 2-2-1. Our A1 man in charge of the audio, the mix master himself, Pete Grenier. Main zone. A2's Chris Nicini in the booth every night. It's time to go to bed, kids.
Really makes nice coffee too.
He is. You're going to miss that during the offseason. You should have Chris come to your house and make coffee.
Every night about, what is it? It comes about 7:30, 7:35.
Yeah. He's the best. There's something about the way he does. I know it's 1 sugar, 2 creams, but there's something about the way he does it. I don't know. But I can't do it the way he does it.
Only he's got the formula.
This one fouled off to the right, but very skilled audio-wise, though, Jerry, too. We should point that out.
Yeah.
If anything goes wrong during the game, he is right on it.
Nothing ever seems to go wrong on my side.
Yes, once we get a hold of him and find him, everything's great. Your audio is always
perfect.
Perfect?
Every single night. I don't even test it.
Scutaro out ahead of this. Fouls it up and over to the left. Arbor Coat Exterior Stain by Benjamin Moore. Revolutionary waterborne stain that outperforms the best oil-based stains on the market. Find Arbor Coat at your local Benjamin Moore retailer. Two to Scutaro. There's a swing and a miss. Struck him out. Went to the fastball at 93 and gets Scutaro. 3rd strikeout for Hunter. 2 down in the 6th inning.
Looks like a 2-seam fastball this time, down and in on Marco Scutaro to get the strikeout.
2 down for Jason Varitek, who is 0 for 2. Jason grounded out in the 3rd inning, lined out in the 5th. Inside 1-1 to Jason Varitek. His third at bat of the night. That's here with 2 down. Carl Crawford at first base. Jason has been catching Josh Beckett all year. Throw to first, and back is Crawford. Fouled off, 1-2. Our score box operator, Caroline Stewart. Great job all season.
A lot of headsets down in the truck, I noticed.
All in contact with the great director, Michael Narachi. They're all locked in. Likes to have contact with every person in the truck. A 1-2 pitch. Inside Varitek, and it's 2-2. Graphics, Dwayne DeDramont. Another headset, but he kind of pushes his up off to the side so he doesn't need to listen to Michael Narachi. Starting to get to the favorite part of the truck. 2-2 pitch is down to first as Reynolds will pick it. He'll tag the bag at first to end the inning. We are through 6 from Fenway. It is 4-2. Red Sox on top. The Red Sox did turn to Frank Webb's Bass Centers, the FW Webb showrooms, to gather all the information you need. Find your showroom at frankwebb.com. Well, Josh Beckett has a lead of 4-2 as he works into the 7th inning. It's been a 7-strikeout night for Beckett, who has walked 2. Matt Wieters leads it off here for the Orioles in the 7th inning. Taps it foul. Wieters is flat out to left and grounded out to first base. 0 for 2 in the game. Inside corner for strike 2, and it's 1-2. Beckett gave up a home run to Mark Reynolds in the second inning. RBI single to J.J. Hardy in the sixth. He's only given up 3 hits all night. Up the middle and into center field. A base hit for Matt Wieters to start the 7th inning.
Wieters now with a 4-game hitting streak. He was 3 for 10 against Beckett coming into the game. 1 for 3 tonight. Cut fastball back up the middle for the base hit.
Pitching line for Josh Beckett, brought to you by Ace Ticket. 6+ innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. He's walked a batter, struck out 7. 85 pitches deep into his outing. Lead runner on here for the Orioles for the first time tonight. Here's Adam Jones. He's grounded back to the mound and struck out swinging. 0 for 2. This is down to first base. Adrian Gonzalez goes to second for 1. Back to Beckett, but not in time. Jones with too much speed. They do get Wieters 3-6 on the force out at second base. 1 down.
That ball was just not hit hard enough to turn over a double play. Looked like it had a lot of spin on it too as it was heading down toward Gonzalez at first base to return throw, but no chance to get Adam Jones.
So 1 down here in the 7th inning. Jones at first base and Mark Reynolds the batter. Reynolds with a home run in the 2nd inning, his 35th home run of the year. Lined out to right field in the 5th. Takes ball 1.
Adam Jones at first base, certainly a threat to steal. 11 on the season, has been caught twice.
Mentioned the home run for Reynolds is 35th of the year in the 2nd inning. That places him 4th in the American League behind Batista, Granderson, and Teixeira. As he grounds it foul, 1-1. Our thanks to our technical director, Jesse Gregg. Pushes all the buttons at all the right times. Sometimes. One ball, 1 strike to Mark Reynolds. 1 out, 1 on. The check hand, Jones was leaning in the wrong direction initially.
Not a very hard throw to first base by Beckett, but very close at first base. It looked like Jones was leaning a little bit towards second base.
In the air to deep left field. Mark Reynolds will have his 2nd home run of the game, and this one ties the game. A 2-run shot with Adam Jones at first base. This game is tied 4-4. Beckett gives up his 2nd home run to Mark Reynolds. Onto the phone goes Kurt Young. The bullpen will get busy here in a hurry.
And that was on a pitch that has been very good for Josh all night, the curveball, but not this one. This one stayed up above the knees, and Reynolds picks up that 2nd home run. So he's got 3 runs batted in on the night against Josh Beckett.
Four homers in the last 4 games for Mark Reynolds. There is Chris Davis, who is 0 for 2 in the game. As Davis takes strike 1. Davis flied out to the warning track in the 2nd, struck out in the 5th. Fredo Aceves is just up. Fifth time Beckett has given up more than 1 home run in a game this season. So one is driven to center field. Ellsbury going back onto the warning track and makes the catch on a late lunge.
On contact, it looked like that ball was going to be well over the head of Jacoby Ellsbury, but he closes the gap in a hurry. It's a good break on the ball, the good speed, and back to the wall to make the catch.
So 2 down, bases empty, and Matt Angle is the batter. Angle struck out in the 3rd. He flied out to right in the 6th inning. Tries the bunt again and fouls it off behind him this time. So 2 home runs in the game for Mark Reynolds. Solo shot in the 2nd, a 2-run shot here in the 7th inning that has tied this game 4-4. Angle struck out swinging in the 3rd inning, flied out to right in the 6th. 0 for 2 night for the Orioles left fielder. Late swing and a foul off to the left. It's time now for the answer to tonight's AT&T trivia question. According to Mark Reynolds, who held the Orioles record for strikeouts in a single season. And the answer, Mickey Tettleton. Tettleton struck out 160 times in 1990, which broke the Orioles record by 35. Big Powell owned the previous record at 125, 1966. Reynolds coming in at tonight's game with 183 strikeouts. Reynolds is the only player in Major League history with a 200 strikeout season. He has done that each of the past 3 years. So actually, Jerry, his strikeout total is down a little bit.
Down a little bit this year, but he's been big tonight.
Swing and a miss. Angle down on strikes, but the damage done. 2-run home run for Mark Reynolds in the inning. Game tied 4-4. Let's check in with your need to know with NESN Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial. Here's Jack Edwards. this season of the Ultimate Red Sox Show with Heidi Watney, presented by our BAL Insurance. Take a look at the new spring training facility in Fort Myers. Spend time at Camp Tuck with bullpen coach Gary Tuck and much more. Catch the season finale Sunday at noon. Last half of the 7th inning, game now tied 4-4, thanks to Mark Reynolds' second home run of the night, as Jacoby Ellsbury leads it off. And take strike one from Tommy Hunter. Ellsbury singled back in the 3rd inning, a 1-for-3 night for Jacoby. Red Sox at one point enjoyed a 4-1 lead. Hunter has hung in there to the 7th inning. It's on the ground foul. There is action behind Hunter, and in the pen is Clay Rapata. Seen a lot of already in the series is up. In fact, we've seen a lot of all of the Orioles relievers. Buck Showalter has 12 relievers, and he's not afraid to use them. This is chopped down the 3rd baseline and just foul.
Get a good look from this view right here, and yes, in foul territory. Down that 3rd baseline. Ball stays over the bag. You're talking about 2 bases there for Ellsbury with no problem.
Our thanks to our talented 8-2 group, as we mentioned before, Chris Nicini, Mark Wilcox, with us all season. 0-2 is driven foul down the right field line, out of play. Our production assistant Mark Marlaka, thank him for all he does. Works with us a great deal during the opens and during the entire game. Yankees have added another run tonight. Top half of the 5th, 2-0 New York now over Tampa Bay. Swing and a miss. Ellsbury down on strikes. 4th strikeout of the night for Tommy Hunter. 1 out in the 7th.
It's like a cut fastball down and actually out of the strike zone here to Jacoby Ellsbury. First time he has struck out Jacoby tonight. He's 1 for 4 on the evening.
Mike Aviles, he is 1 for 3. Singled in the 5th inning. Came around to score the 4th Red Sox run and hits one to 3rd now. Picked by Chris Davis at the lip of the grass. And there's 2 down in the 7th inning. Under 97, he's reached his average. Ways to go to get to his high, but there's 2 outs here in the 7th. He's retired 6 of the last 7 batters. He's calling out the trainer.
Yeah, calling out the trainer and Buck Showalter.
Well, he started the year on the DL with a groin problem. And he's...
Looks like it might be the same area.
That's going to do it for Hunter. So the Orioles will go to their pen. He's pitching pretty well here tonight against the Red Sox, but into the game comes Rapata when we come back. Game tied 4-4. 4-4 game, 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Adrian Gonzalez, the batter, as he takes strike 1 from the new pitchers. His call to the bullpen is brought to you by New England Ford dealers. In the game for the Orioles is Clay Rapata. 31st appearance, 6.46 ERA. It is 0-2. He has been every game of this series. And one time or another for the Orioles out of the pen.
And basically just to try to get left-handers out.
Tommy Hunter leaves after 6 2/3, 9 hits, 4 runs. Walked a batter and struck out 4. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Gets Adrian Gonzalez to end things in the 7th. We're through 7, game tied 4-4.
Jerry Seinfeld returns to his first love, stand-up. Catch his live performance at Foxwoods Resort Casino December 9th and 10th. Visit foxwoods.com for tickets. Foxwoods is the official resort casino of the Boston Red Sox.
Game tied 4-4 as we play along to the 8th inning. The top of the Orioles order, Robert Andino leads it off and takes ball 1 outside from Josh Beckett. Beckett at 96 pitches as he starts the 8th inning. Red Sox hopeful that Josh could go deep into the game, and here he is in the 8th in a tie game. Ball 2 to Andino, 2-0. Tampa Bay has grabbed a run. We'll hear from Tom Caron in a moment as to how the Rays did it. It is 2-1. The Yankees on top. Yankees already won the day portion of the day-night doubleheader in New York. That's a strike over the outside corner. Andino questions that, and it is 2-1. Look back at Mike Everett.
Fastball from Beckett, outside corner, picks up the bottom of the strike zone.
Two 2-1 misses, and it is 3-1. Angels have opened up their game a little bit more now, on top 7-1 of the Blue Jays in the 8th. Vernon Wells has homered in that game. 4 RBIs against his old team. 3-1 is strike 2, full count. Angels started the day 3.5 games back of the Red Sox in the wild card chase. Beckett about to reach 101 here tonight. He's already gone up over his average. 20th time this season that he has gone at least 100 pitches. Popped up right side. Adrian Gonzalez makes the catch for the first out of the 8th. Let's check in with Tom Caron. Tom.
Shortstop number 2, J.J. Hardy.
Okay, Tom, here it is now 4-4. Mark Reynolds with a 2-run home run. Top half of the 7th inning to tie this game. J.J. Hardy, the batter, and he takes strike 1. Hardy struck out in the 1st inning, grounded out in the 3rd, singled to drive in a run in the 6th inning. Lined and by the dive of Aviles at third base into left. Second hit of the night for Hardy. It's a 1-out single.
Base hit back in the 6th inning to drive in a run and a line drive up the middle. This time he pulls the ball into left field for the base hit.
Right fielder number 21, Nick Markakis.
So 1 out, 1 on, and Nick Markakis coming up. Markakis walked in the 1st, grounded out in the 4th, struck out swinging in the 6th inning. There's ball 1 from Beckett. Josh has 8 strikeouts in the game. He has walked only 1, and that was back in the 1st inning when Nick Markakis walked. Since then, Markakis is grounded out and struck out.
J.J. Hardy over at first base has not had a steal on the season.
Well, as we anticipated, Tommy Hunter left the game with a right groin strain. So
that was obvious.
Yes. It's in there for a strike, and it's 2-1. Our associate producer does a great job. Jim White, and in the big chair tonight, Russ Kent is off. Nick Markakis with a count of 2-1, 1 out in the 8th. To left, and this is in a fair ball that the fan grabbed on a hop, so a ground rule double, and that'll stop Hardy from third base. So 2nd and 3rd now with 1 out.
Now Markakis just slicing one down that third base line on a 2-seam fastball. Just stays in fair territory, as you can see, and then I believe bounces up into the stands. It does.
With 2 on and 1 out, here comes Terry Francona to get Josh Beckett. It is a 4-4 game in the 8th. Pitching change from Fenway. 4-4 game as Beckett comes out of the game here with 1 out in the 8th. Runners at second and third. And Alfredo Aceves into his 51st game of the year. 9-2 with 2.74 earned run average. When it's hitting at 203 against Aceves. Vladimir Guerrero takes strike 1. Beckett leaves responsible for J.J. Hardy at third. Nick Markakis at second as the Orioles threaten here in the 8th.
And the Red Sox with the infield in.
Guerrero into center field, a base hit. Hardy will score. Here comes Markakis, and the throw is cut off. 2 Orioles runs, and it is 6-4 Baltimore. The runs are charged to Josh Beckett.
El Guerrero got one right down the middle of the plate, and usually he doesn't miss that pitch. Right back up the middle with the infield in, no problem getting through. 2 runs across, and the Orioles have battled back to take the lead in this ball game.
So Beckett 7 to third, 7 hits, 6 runs. Walks 1, strikes out 8, and is on the hook at the moment. It was a season high in runs allowed. These are games you have to have on nights when Josh Beckett pitches. And right now, the Red Sox trail 6-4 in the game. Matt Wieters is 1 for 3. In tight, 1-1. Wieters flied out to left in the 2nd, grounded out to first in the 4th inning, and singled in the center field in the 7th. That's in there for strike 2. Alfredo Aceves through 3 scoreless innings in game 1 of the day-night doubleheader against the Orioles on Monday. Now those 2 inherited runners to score here in the 8th tonight. Second batter he's faced since coming in. It's a 1-2 to Wieters. Breaking ball down the left field line and foul. Immediately following tonight's game, stay with us for WB Mason's Extra Innings Live with TC, Jim, Peter, and Heidi. And a breakdown of Josh Beckett's outing, including his take on tonight's performance. Plus, he'll have the manager's perspective in the From the Press Room segment. It's all coming up right after the game on WB Mason Extra Innings Live. Line and caught by Scudero. He will throw to first for a double play. Worked out well. The Orioles end up with 2 runs in the inning. It's 6-4 now, Baltimore. Sox talk on the radio home for Boston Red Sox baseball now on 93.7 FM. Join Dennis and Callahan weekday mornings at 6 across the WEI Sports Radio Network and, of course, right here on Nesson. Well, it's on to the last half of the eighth. Work to do for the Red Sox, are now trailed by 2 runs, down 6-4. David Ortiz, Dustin Pedroia, Josh Reddick to bat in the inning. And Clay Rapata came in to face Adrian Gonzalez, the left-handed batter in the 7th, and he struck him out. Still out there to face Ortiz. There's action in the Orioles pen as the inning begins. Ortiz fouls it off. Willie Iyer, we've seen a lot of in this series. In the air, foul down the left field line. Jerry, we'd like to thank our stage managers again this year. Christina Connolly back again this season. Megan Severson, Renee Lavoie. All terrific jobs this year here in the booth.
All tremendous help to us up here in the booth, no question about it.
A 1-2. It's outside, 2-2. Line down the left field line. It'll make its way foul. Boston Red Sox baseball on Nesson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. David Ortiz leading it off here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Red Sox trailing by 2. Ortiz again fouls it off.
Last couple of swings by Big Papi designed to go to the opposite field. Against Rapata, who drops down a little bit to the side with the fastball and breaking ball. Slider that time to Ortiz, again fouled off down that left field line.
Another fly ball down the left field line. Angle trying to move over to catch this one, and he will. Bit of an adventure. But Angle gets the job done for the first out of the 8th inning. Coming up after the game, it's Granite City Electric's Red Sox final. TC, Jim, Peter, and Heidi have the final word from Fenway. A preview of John Lester's start at Friday's series opener with the Yankees in the Bronx. Plus highlights from today's Yankees-Rays doubleheader. It's all coming up right after the game, and it's only on Nesson. Showalter to make the pitching change here. 6-4, Orioles on top. 6-4, the Orioles on top of the Red Sox, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Dustin Pedroia, the batter. As he takes strike 1 from Willie Iyer, who's into the ball game for his 16th appearance of the year. 2-1, 3.45 ERA for Iyer, 200 opponent batting average. That was the 3rd arm of the night for Buck Showalter. On the ground to Andino at second base. 2 outs in the 8th. Dunkin' Donuts is in its 13th year of hosting local youth groups and charitable organizations in the Dunkin' Dugout, a special seating section at Fenway Park. Thousands of children have had the chance to catch a Red Sox home game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. Reddick chops it on 2 hops to second, Andino to first. And it's a 1-2-3-8. We head for the 9th, 6-4, Baltimore. Lead over the Red Sox as we head to the 9th inning. Alfredo Aceves came in the 8th, back out there to start the 9th inning. It's Adam Jones, followed by Mark Reynolds and Chris Davis, expected in the 9th inning for the Orioles. Jones lines one out towards right center field. It's in for a base hit. Right over to play it, but Jones on to begin things in the 9th as the Orioles try to pad their lead here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, doing a lot of their damage late in this ball game. 1 run in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, and now a leadoff single by Jones here in the 9th.
Red Sox have Franklin Morales up in the bullpen. On the other side, the closer for the Orioles, Jim Johnson, getting ready for a 9th inning that is scheduled to have Crawford, Scudero, and Varitek bat. Terry Francona certainly has a full bench at his disposal as well. Here is also Jacoby Ellsbury if anybody gets on next inning. It's outside to Reynolds, who already has 2 home runs in this game. Solo shot in the second inning. 2-run home run in the seventh. And that tied the game at the time, 4-4. As Aceves and Veritek talk it over. Aceves allowed 2 inherited runners to score in the 8th inning on the 2-run single by Vladimir Guerrero. Runs were charged to Josh Beckett. Beckett tonight 7 1/3, 7 hits, 6 runs, walked a batter, struck out 8. Swinging a foul back. Reynolds with a big cut that evens the count at 1-1.
On that cut right there, Reynolds looking for his 3rd home run of the night. Got the fastball from Aceves, fouls it straight back. And he was going for the downs again.
Swinging a foul back to the screen, 1-2. Yankees still holding on to the 2-1 advantage over Tampa Bay tonight. After the Rays lost game 1 today, losing again tonight. Jeremy Hellickson matched up against CC Sabathia. Scored Young to the phone. That game, CC Sabathia looking for win number 20 of the year. Fly ball center field. Ellsbury had started back, now comes in and makes the catch for the first out of the 9th inning. It's time now for a look at the road ahead, brought to you by Safeco Insurance. On Friday, the Red Sox start their final regular season road trip against the Yankees in New York. Game 1 of the series, Sox will send John Lester to the mound in search of his 7th career win in the Bronx. In 9 previous starts, Lester is 7-1 with an ERA of just 2.67. He struck out 62 Yankees in just 57 1/3 innings pitched. NESN's live coverage of the series begins Friday at 6 p.m. with Red Sox first pitch. 1 out, 1 on. And Chris Davis, the batter, he lines one into right field for a base hit as Adam Jones takes second base on the single. 2 on now with 1 out.
Now Chris Davis picking up his first hit of the night. He's got a 1-for-4 night going. Gets Aceves' fastball and takes it into right field for the base hit.
I told you Franklin Morales is up at the Pennies now, been joined by Chinichi Tozawa. Two on, 1 out for Matt Angle. He was 0 for 3, struck out twice, flied out to right, and now Veritek headed out again. Don't forget, coming up immediately after the game, to stay with us for WB Mason Extra Innings Live. It's all the post-game coverage you'll need right here on NESN. Adam Jones at second base, Chris Davis at first, 1 out in the 9th. Chop towards second base. Pedroia will go to second for 1. That's all they'll get. As Davis retired, 4-6 on the force out. Angle reaches at first as Jones takes third.
Veritek throwing signs down to the middle infielders in case Angle takes off at first base. I doubt very much the Red Sox would throw through here.
In there for strike one to Robert Andino. They are now in the 7th in the Bronx. 2-1 Yankees on top of the Rays. Jones at third, 90 feet away. Angle at first, 2 down in the 9th. Andino sends it foul above the Red Sox dugout. Angels have beaten the Blue Jays tonight 7-2. The final from the Rogers Center in Toronto.
Angels creeping up on the pack.
They're within 3 right now. Left to third, a look to first, and heading in the wrong direction initially was Angle, but he got back quickly at first base.
Looked like he was going to go on this 1-2 count.
Just outside, Veritek tried to bring it back to the corner. 2-2.
Chavez trying that cut fastball away and just missing the outside corner, and Dino would not bite at it.
Time called, requested by Veritek as he and Aceves go back and forth. Tie game. The Rays have tied it up 2-2 in the top of the 7th inning now in New York. Runner goes at first as Andino fouls it off to the right, out of play. Two pitch. In the dirt outside. Angle took off for second and gets there standing on the pitch in the dirt outside. So 2 in scoring position now, 2 outs.
As predicted, the Red Sox not even covering the bag, not throwing through in that situation with the man at third.
swing and a miss. Sandino strikes out. Big strikeout there for Sevis. We head to the bottom of the ninth. The deficit is 2 for Boston. Take a 3-1 lead. Carl Crawford knocking in 2 runs for the Red Sox. Game was tied 1-1 at the time. Red Sox take a 3-1 lead, but in the game 4-2. Mark Reynolds gets his second home run of the night off Josh Beckett. First was a solo shot. This is a 2-run shot, and it ties the game. Then Vlad Guerrero with 2 on comes up and drives him in with a single 2-run score in the 8th, and it gives the Orioles a 6-4 lead. It is Crawford who leads it off for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Against the closer Jim Johnson, 66th appearance, 87 innings. As Crawford takes a strike over the outside corner. Carl is a home run shy of hitting for the cycle, as he tripled in the 3rd, doubled in the 4th, and singled in the 6th. Ball 2 outside. Six saves in the last 7 appearances for Johnson. So 1 hopper to Andino at second, and there's 1 out in the 9th. Boston Red Sox baseball in NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, Kia, Cholula Hot Sauce, by Bermuda Tourism, and by Wendy's. 1 out in the 9th inning. Carl Crawford is grounded out for the first out. Now Marco Scudero. So Jed Lowry has come out on deck for Jason Varitek next. And Scudero takes strike 1. Tough numbers for Scudero against Jim Johnson. Ground ball to Andino at second base. Plays the hop. And there's 2 down in the 9th. Hess and Hess Express are proud sponsors of the Red Sox and the Red Sox on NESN. During the 2011 Red Sox season, Hess and Hess Express will donate $500 to the Red Sox Foundation for every Red Sox home run. Hess and Hess Express committed to helping the cause. Jed Lowry pinch hitting here for Jason Varitek. Varitek had been 0 for 3 in the game tonight. take strike one over the inside corner. Lowry takes strike two. Reminder to stay with us for Granite City Electric's Red Sox final complete post-game coverage is coming up after the game from our Nesson studios. Tonight, with the Red Sox have the lead. They trail by 2 right now with 2 down in the 9th. Ground ball back to Johnson. He throws to first, and the ball game is over. The Baltimore Orioles come into Fenway Park, and they take 3 out of 4 games from the Red Sox at a crucial time in this 2011 season for the Red Sox. And on a night when Josh Beckett pitches, Jerry, you hope to get the win.
And especially when you have the lead in that ball game. And the Red Sox had the lead in this game tonight with their ace on the mound. But Mark Reynolds too much tonight with the home runs. And the Red Sox could only put 4 runs on the board. Very, very tough loss for the Red Sox. We watch what goes on down in New York tonight. That's tied at 2-2 right now. So we'll keep our eye on that score.
So the standings as a result right now, the Red Sox magic number is 6, but their lead is cut to 2 games in the wild card. It's 2.5 now are the Angels with their victory tonight in Toronto. Final score again is 6-4. The Orioles beat the Red Sox. For Jerry Remy and Heidi Watney, I'm Don Orsillo saying goodnight from Fenway Park for the final time this season. Join us again on Friday when the Sox head to the Bronx for the first game of a 3-game set with the Yankees. Our live coverage begins at 6 p.m. It's been a presentation of Nesson, New England's most watched sports network. Let's send it now to Nesson's Television Center and Tom Caron.